7. I'm Walter Alley. Your next news at 9.
You're listening to Jersey Central with Bert Barron on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC. Call Jersey Central at 732-545-9282. Toll free at 888-545-9282. Watch Jersey Central live online at WCTCAM.com or listen on your smartphone with the iHeartRadio or TuneIn apps. Connect with WCTC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube by searching 1450 WCTC. And now back to Jersey's morning show, Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
For the Forge Jewelers, Omega time is 8:38. Forge Jewelers, the official jeweler of 1450 WCTC. Good morning to you. It is Bert Barron. Our Need to Know Things are coming up a little bit later on here in this 8:30 half hour. Well, nearly 8,000 educators from every state will come together to address the pressing issues that are facing students and schools and the teaching profession in general during the National Education Association's 155th annual meeting that's going to happen a little bit later on this month in Boston, and representing the great state of New Jersey. She's with me now on the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline. Let's welcome in the president-elect of the New Jersey Education Association. We have Marie Blistan, who is with us here on WCTC. Good morning, Marie. It's Bert Barron. Great to talk to you this morning. How are you?
Thank you, Bert. Good morning, and good morning to all of our students, parents, and our members who are out there in our great state, as you noted.
I love it.
I'm happy to be on this telephone call.
Good to talk to you. And the school year, the calendar school year, just kind of winding down now, right, Marie? We're making plans for the summer, and we're winding down the school year in Jersey.
Yeah, it is winding down. Some schools are out. Some schools are just starting to close down. And some schools go almost until the end of the month. It depends on their calendar.
I used to just love when it was time to wrap up school, but then I'd get to like August and be like, man, I miss all my classmates, and I want to get back to school in September. But enjoy the summer, as they say, make the most of that. Let's talk about some of the things that are going to be discussed at this meeting that's coming up in Boston soon, Marie. Talk about new educators across the United States. 2 million new educators are going to be entering the workforce and taking on the career of teaching. Talk about some of the challenges that teachers face, particularly in Jersey.
Well, I will first say that we welcome all new educators into this profession, no matter what their job description is. It takes more than just teachers in our buildings. It takes our support staff, our secretaries, custodians, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, and so on to do the job. And we consider them all educators because, as the old story says, it takes a village to educate a child. And we consider this a privilege to teach our children and our students in the state. But there are some challenges. There are a lot of challenges, and they're going on right now in our state budget with elected officials, with school funding, for instance. And school funding is extremely important because we are reliant as public educators and public schools on those funds being set aside as a priority for our students.
I'm glad you mentioned that because obviously we're racing towards a gubernatorial election here in our state a little bit later on this year. And this is something that the NJEA takes particular interest in and keeps a very close eye on, right?
Well, absolutely. Again, we're public employees. Public schools are accountable to the public, and tax dollars and public monies go towards supporting them. And I still consider us the best public schools in the United States. Certainly, we rank in the top 3 areas in almost every single indicator, and that is because of our members and the people who work in our schools. But as everything else, we need the funds and the resources to provide the best for our students.
Yeah, very true. Let's take it back inside the classroom, if we could, for a moment here, Marie. And you hear about things that are going on with anti-bullying initiatives that are happening in schools across our state and sort of having more of an acceptance, if you will, for transgender students and things like that are really generating a lot of different opinions, not only across our state, but really around the country. You see things like these. And these are just a couple of the priorities that are focused on each year by the NJEA, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're one of the most diverse states in the United States anyway, no matter how we look at it. And again, we are dedicated and committed to giving the best education to everyone, which is exactly what this great country was founded on. And public education is one of the tenets for that.
Testing, park testing comes up. That's a pretty hot topic that's discussed on this program with some great regularity. Talk about the future of standardized testing in the Jersey classrooms.
Well, that's an excellent question, Bert. Listen, I've been in the classroom for well over 30 years, and I have always used standardized testing, but for the purpose that it was designed to do, which is to give us a snapshot of children in our classrooms and in our schools and across this great state and with the nation. It was never designed to do what this present state, under this current administration, has made it. And it has been an atrocity as far as I'm concerned, and we are very much looking forward to working with a new governor and legislators who are as committed to children in this state as what we are. And I would add that the federal law, the ESSA, which is going to be one of the hot topics at the NEA conference that you mentioned in Boston, is giving us some opportunity to not put the emphasis on standardized testing, but rather use the testing as it was designed to do to help us diagnose our own students' areas that they need some, more work in, and to move us forward in our instructional practices. And the ESSA, which is the Every Student Succeeds Act, has given us some latitude to have our teacher voice, our educator voice in making those decisions and designing programs at the local level, of which we're big proponents of here in New Jersey, local control.
Marie Blistan is our guest on Jersey Central. She's the president-elect of the New Jersey Education Association. We're talking about some things, including the upcoming NEA annual meeting that's happening later on this month in Boston, a gathering of all the top school administrators who are all going to converge in Boston and talk about policy and some other things going forward. Put your teacher hat back on, if you would, for a moment, Marie, and let's give a good old-fashioned report card grade to the state of education in New Jersey. Talk about what kind of grade you would give us and what is great and what could stand to be a little bit better.
Look, I still think that the strength that we have in our public schools is our members, and I give them an A-plus rating for going in every day with smiles on our faces and doing the best that we can with the resources that are given to us from funding. We hold our students above all else as far as getting what they need to do, and I think on effort and what we're able to do, and that's done by national rankings, by the way, as I noted. We're ranked in the top 3 areas in almost every indicator of public school quality. So what do we need to work on? Look, I am a teacher, and I'm always looking to improve and always looking to see what else that we can do, because we're in an ever-changing world, to keep up with technology, to keep up with resources and the appropriate use of resources. With technology comes a responsibility to understand how to critically use that. When I hear news that say fake news, I become quite alarmed. But I also use that as an opportunity to teach students in our classroom what that means as citizens of the United States. Because when all is said and done, Bert, we all teach our certain subjects, but they're all meant to have a student become an adult and become a productive citizen in this country.
Great stuff. Marie Blistan, president-elect of the New Jersey Education Association. Please join me in welcoming all the great Jersey teachers and wishing them a great, great summer and thank them for their works and a well-deserved break this summer. And it'll be September again before they know it. But thank you to them for their efforts that they put in the classroom every single day in every county in our state. It really means a lot. And for me, Marie is a product of the New Jersey public school system. I went to grade school in Morris County. I went to high school in Sussex County. I'm in the New Jersey Radio Hall of Fame, and it started for me. A great education was the foundation for the rest of my life, and I owe it to the school system here in New Jersey, because without the effort of my teachers and them believing in me and the work and the efforts that they put in, I might not be sitting here right now in the state that I'm in. So I have a lot to be grateful for, and it starts with great teachers like yourself and the great education association that we have here in our state.
Bert, I appreciate those words, and I know all of our educators in the state do as well. And I will tell you, we do look forward to the end of the school year, but I will also tell you, again, having put over 30 years in the classroom and in this profession, that our learning doesn't stop at the end of June. We go to conferences such as the one in Boston. We have others, workshops. We have a tech workshop, for instance, that we are sponsoring in July. We have workshops all the way through the year to help our teachers and our educators, as I said, our support staff, learn what else that they can do for racial and social justice, keeping our students safe and welcomed in our buildings, as you noted earlier, and also providing. You mentioned new educators. We are dedicated to not only helping them in college. We're trying to seek some legislation for some relief when they come out because they're in a huge debt situation when they come out. But we're also dedicated to providing the funding for our community colleges and colleges so that the debt, again, is not that great. But we're also then dedicated to supporting them when they come in to the profession. We have our own mentoring program called SOS, Support on Site, that we try to buddy our educators up with another educator in a like-minded area in the building and in the district. And then, of course, as I said, we have an extensive array of professional development that we offer. And one of our highlights, and I think you probably are well aware of that, is the New Jersey Education Convention, the NJEA Convention, held in Atlantic City every November, which I'm told is the largest and the most unique anywhere in the world.
Yeah, and teaching in New Jersey, Marie, as you know all too well, and you mentioned there, it is a 12-month commitment. People think, well, they just shut it down in June and just go away till September. It is an ongoing thing. We are always learning and always, maintaining that level of knowledge and education. So it really is a 12-month a year. And if you think that the end of the day is when that last bell rings in school, Marie, that's for some teachers, that's where the workday is kind of just really beginning with planning and all the other work that goes into teaching in our state.
Yes, very true, Bert, very true.
All right. Well, thank you again. And also, thank you the NJEA partners with our radio station for some programs that we do over the years where we reward and we acknowledge exceptional and outstanding teachers, which in my opinion, they're all outstanding and exceptional. So thank you for that, Marie. And it was really a pleasure to speak with you this morning. And let's talk again soon, okay?
Yes, thank you again. Have a great weekend.
All right. You too. Thank you very much. All right. Marie Blistan, who is the President-elect of the New Jersey Education Association, and you better believe just talking to her, education in our schools is an absolute priority to her. Great to hear from her this morning. Jersey Central traffic and weather time. We're at 8:49. Traffic and weather every 10 minutes on Jersey Central. Our need-to-know things are coming up next, including a town in West Virginia that is about to be erased right off the map. We'll talk about that and much more coming up next. Traffic update is first. Here's Tom Colangelo.
Pretty good